Hey, Scott Murray here at Level 5 Tools. I wanted to welcome you to the Level 5 On the Wall series. We're going to start doing a series of videos that talk about our new tools, old tools, how to use tools, how to finish. So we're going to be at a variety of job sites, just showing you new features and benefits of the products we have, and also some tips and tricks on how to use those products. So again, it's going to be educational as much as informational. It'll be conversational as well. So we're going to have a variety of people talking in and out of this. So check these videos out. I think you're going to really like them. Again, it's On the Wall with Level 5. Welcome to the Red Zone. You know, our new automatic taper, we did a video on that. You know, new features on this taper are just, you know, really outstanding. We've gone to the metal bands. We had composite bands like some others did for a while, but we've gone back to the metal bands. We just think it gives you a more robust structure. We got a new tape roll keeper design, really fantastic. You're not going to lose your rod when you're opening that up to put a new roll of tape on there. The new trigger is billet aluminum, not a cast piece of aluminum. We've gone to a little bit lighter weight spring on here just to give you a little better cutting action. Still have our easy clean head. We've gone to a single piece welded on this mushroom cap, as we call it here, so that's going to be a lot more robust. And we've also got our open wheel design on our taper head to take a little bit of weight out. Actually runs a little bit cleaner with that design as well. So tip to tail, I mean, we've done a lot to update and upgrade the automatic taper, because it's all about continuous improvement. You know, so one of the features that we're going to talk about, we'll get into filling here in a minute, but it's just kind of how you set your roller brake there. Underneath here, you'll see there's a clutch or a little roller brake adjustment. You don't want to ever have this freewheeling, because if it rolls backwards, it's going to let your plunger drop, and then you're going to end up with air pockets in your finish. You also don't want it too light. You can hear it's buzzing there, but it can still roll back. So you want to set that so it's not going to roll backwards. And again, that's going to be an individual setup for any one of the tapers out there. Some folks like to run a little bit stiffer than that. If you run it too heavy, it could create a lot of drag when you're running the automatic taper. So with that, we're going to move on to getting this totally set up the way we want it, then we're going to go ahead and fill it. Now we're going to go into filling the automatic taper, putting the tape roll on there and whatnot. And one of the common questions we get is how you prime the pump. So this pump, we'll go ahead and Brett just kind of start pumping it. We'll see if you're looking for joint compound to come up out of here. Like that pump's really going to prime nicely right out of the gate.
At the same time, the mud's starting to drop, so you know it's pulling mud.
Right. So yeah, you're exactly right. So the mud's going down. You're going to want to just see it so that mud just peeks out of the gooseneck there. Now, if it doesn't prime on its own, there's a couple ways you can do that. You can take that pump, put it back in a bucket of water, and it'll normally prime itself. Or you pop these latches off, pull the tube down, take a 6-inch knife or whatever, and just fill that tube with joint compound, put it back together. I know it's a little messy, but that's definitely going to help you get that prime. So now we're going to move on and put the roll of tape on the taper. One of the features I forgot to mention earlier is this feature right here. You know, on our tape roll spool, you know, we've got a little tensioner here that'll give you a little bit of friction. So if you got this thing wide open and you're flying down the wall, you know how your tape freewheels sometimes and can come off and get kind of tangled up. So you can put a little bit of tension on that, and it'll help that roll from freewheeling like that, which is just another nice little feature that you have on there. So he'll get that set to his preference, and then you're going to want to put the tape on with the curl of the tape. And just set that taper on the gooseneck to weight. You can pop open the new that new tape roll keeper. You can see how nice that stays. You're not going to lose that. This used to be just a piece of a metal rod. Some folks still have that, and those things get displaced or misplaced all the time. Okay, so you can see how the curl of the tape is going to follow along the inside of that tape roll keeper rod, and then it's going to go up into your tape guide. You're going to push that up past your gooser needle. So now you're basically loaded for tape. Now we're going to go ahead and pump this full of joint compound. You want to put your fingers in the top of the tube. So you're, yeah, fill position for sure. So you want to have this rod holding in this cap. That's when you know you're in the fill position. If you're out here and it's open like that, you start pumping, joint compound's going to come out all the through the top of the taper, and you're going to have a heck of a mess on your hands. So you always want to be in this position when you're in the fill. So good point there, Robbie. So again, you got your fingers in the top of the taper, or the bottom of the taper technically, and you're just going to feel for that plunger cup to come up as he fills that. And now we got the taper filled. Now we're going to go to the run position. You know, so we're in the fill position. You know, so now you're going to go to the run position. Now you've engaged the clutch on the drive dog, which means the plunger is going to come up and pull the mud out of there, you know, as you roll on the wall. So what we're going to do now is just advance some of the tape with some mud on it, just to make sure. So he'll take that drive dog wheel and roll it. And he's going to get some tape with the joint compound on it again, so you don't have a dry spot to get started. So now we'll go on the wall. As you run those drive wheels across the surface, it's putting down your first bed of mud and tape. And typically on flats and whatnot, or even ceilings, you're going to run pretty much one wheel on the wall. I guess two wheels on the flats.
Yeah.
You know, but when you get on the overhead ceiling, you're running one wheel on the wall, so you're going to kind of run at an angle. But you know, the key thing is you want to be at a proper angle to the wall. You don't want to be perpendicular to the wall, and you don't want to be lagging behind either. So, you know, we'll watch Britt here as he just does this one short flat, and then we're going to go across the room. But you know, you can see just as he's running that wall, he's got using that creaser wheel too to hold the tape against the wall. And then you can see he cuts it about 2 or 3 inches from the end of the run there, and ends up getting a nice even strip across that joint. Then we'll have these guys come back and wipe behind that. But essentially, you can see how you run that across the wall so that your mud and tape just stays on there for that first application. In your inside corners, you want to start with a little bit of extra on the bottom because it will pull up a little bit. He's got his creaser wheel in the corner, bisecting the angle, and now you're going to come straight up, just pushing that into the corner. And again, the tension you'll have on that corner creaser wheel, you know, will have a little bit to do with how much that pushes up, but you can see that ends up being just perfect at the bottom. So now we've got our tape set in the corner. Now we're going to move to our corner roller. We're going to roll that in. This is our new corner roller, built aluminum around the whole thing. You got stainless steel wheels, and you've got these wheels here that'll just, they kind of float a little bit. So they're going to float in and out of the corner to take up any inconsistencies in the corner. So now we're going to roll that tape in 90 degrees and just set it in there. You can see how smooth that rolls right into that corner there. So now you've got that set, and you've got some of that mud pushed out from behind it. So now we're going to run some ceiling flats, and you'll notice that Britt's going to run that at a bit of an angle. Typically one wheel on the ceiling as you're running. That's going to keep that mud from pressing out and dropping all over your head. So we'll just kind of watch him now come forward. You notice how he's basically, again, at that appropriate angle. Keeping one wheel on the wall. Putting that mud and tape on in one shot. Hi, Scott Murray, Level 5. If you like this video content we're putting out on YouTube, please like and share it, and also click that subscribe button so you get notification on new videos. Again, we're going to be publishing a lot of content, informational, instructional, really kind of conversational about all the tools, how to use the tools, how to take care of the tools, and some of the features and benefits about Level 5 products. So if you like this on-the-wall video series from Level 5, again, like and share, hit the subscribe button, and we hope you enjoy. Welcome to the Red Zone.